We welcome you back to Brooklyn, New York for the 2026 NEC Softball Championships. And it's another do-or-die elimination game between the top two teams from the regular season in the NEC, LIU and CCSU, as we welcome you inside the LIU Softball Complex. Austin Rooney, and I'm joined by Jack Ridenauer. Jack, it's been a really fun tournament so far.
Without question, we had two really good games earlier today and should be a really great finale to finish out the second day.
CCSU already had to fight through one elimination game just a couple hours ago, and now they've got another one to deal with, and it's against the best team in the conference.
Should be a great opportunity for the Blue Devils to carry this momentum after a slow day yesterday. Kind of came to life against Lemoyne, putting up 8 runs in that win.
The Player of the Year came alive earlier today with a big home run to really help LIU earlier today in this game.
Yeah, Lily Hinkle was a huge difference maker. 2 massive hits in that win earlier this morning, and then ultimately being able to pick up steam later on in the ball game. And then conversely, you look over at CCSU, Stella Gasper, what a job she did at the plate after seeing Grace Lawton go long. She also hits a home run herself. The freshman playing some of her biggest softball of her young career.
It's the top two teams in the conference from the regular season for a spot in the championship game against Wagner, LIU and CCSU, and it's coming up next. So look at Sarah Wall, the starting pitcher for LIU. She pitched earlier today against Wagner, and it was a very short leaf for the starter.
Yeah, it was a tough start for Sarah Wall, and I think this is a big redemption opportunity for her. Same day she can bounce back, and really I think the first couple batters that she faces, if she can get them out, that's going to really set the tempo for the rest of her outing.
It's the top two teams in the conference. And the starting lineup for CCSU filled with 7 different all-conference players. Oh, 1 to DeSolners. Called strike, and the count 0-2.
And before this game started, Sarah Wall was in a bullpen session really working on her pitching, really focusing on hitting her spots.
1-2. She threw 9 balls on 10 pitches, and that was it. Couple of walks. Went behind 1-0 on the next batter, and the leash was short. Fly ball to straightaway center. Hinkle is there, 1 away. Let's take a look at the batting order for CCSU. Already saw DeSaulniers, Lawton, Gasper, that 4-5 duo, especially potent. But 1 through 7 in this order received all conference honors. On the ground to first, Rodriguez steps on the bag, and they're 2 away.
This is a considerably better start for Sarah Wall. I mean, what, 4 pitches into the ballgame, maybe 5, and she's already got 2 outs. That's a really good bounce back from how earlier this morning went. Cena was very productive before this game, 2 for 3 against Lemoyne. Runs scored as well in that big explosive 3rd inning that really set the tempo for the Blue Devils. Well, I think the scouting report on Ava Sino is do not give anything on the inside part of the plate to her because she's going to turn on it fast. If you think about it, Wagner is going to basically have a little over 24 hours, maybe close to it.
Oh well. Still scoreless here in the top of the first. Runner on first base and 2 outs. Lined foul down the third base side. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Grace Lawton.
She showed that power earlier today.
Fly ball, shallow center. Lily Hinkle comes on and makes a terrific catch to end the top of the first inning.
This is awesome, bro. This is what the Devils thrive in.
Lily, say hi to the camera.
The LIU Sharks are champions.
Central Connecticut, they win the NEC. There is Paquette, and she somehow beat the shot clock with a scoop. Oh, what a move by Malachi Davis.
The Seahawks
first ever NEC Women's Indoor Crown.
The goal for the NEC regular season title, it's Lemoyne.
LIU has done it. Back-to-back championships.
The Cougars have won the NEC Championship.
With FDU Knights, absolutely perfect.
Bottom of the first inning, it's a look at Haley Strunk, who's getting the start for CCSU. Good opportunity for Strunk here in a critical game. You'd have to imagine, again, the leash is not going to be particularly long should anything happen. And we saw some action before the game in the bullpen as well for CCSU.
Well, in a way, the Blue Devils have a little bit of a one-up on LIU. You haven't burned another pitcher outside of Liz Hamilton.
Right.
It's the first time we've seen Haley Strunk. There was maybe a chance yesterday she could have come in to relief. She was warming up, eventually didn't come in. And then the previous game, a 5-inning game, so Liz Hamilton actually got to rest for 2 innings. So you really have an advantage if you're the Blue Devils pitching-wise.
CCSU took 2 out of 3 from LIU. That was important down the stretch of the season, because if those two teams had tied as that one's fouled away in the standings, it would have given CCSU the tiebreaker over the Sharks. Did not end up mattering because LIU outright won the regular season by a difference of a game. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that series for LIU an anomaly because it was the only series loss the entire year in the NEC. Beat everybody else in a 3-game span outside of the Blue Devils.
Two and 2. Base paths are empty. Hinkle working a deep count. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Wow! Through the hole up the middle. That one was quite a liner that gets Hinkle aboard for the base hit.
And I mentioned, Austin, how that home run for Hinkle's got to really been kind of the weight lifted off her shoulder. Had a tough day yesterday, comes out second at bat earlier today, hits a home run, and I think now she's found that groove.
And now Devin Medina, another player who found a groove, especially back in game 1 of that last series. Part of the win over Lemoyne yesterday. That one down the line, foul.
I think there's also a little bit of a pride element here for LIU. Second straight year hosting the championship, lost the finals last year. And we mentioned it before we jumped on, Austin, there's a true possibility that tomorrow morning this is played here at LIU, and LIU is not one of the last 2 teams standing.
There is. Throw down a second is in time. Striker out, thrower out, double play.
Well, a beautiful throw by Vunak. Such an experienced catcher. And Hinkle with a pretty good jump, but Vunak just wasting no time. An absolute rocket and a huge double play.
Count 0-1 on Jenny Rodriguez. The rain starting to come down now. And that one fouled away down the third base line. Count now 0-2 on Jenny Rodriguez. Just when it looked like LIU is going to have something going, Jack. That one's away. Count 1-2. Hinkle with a base hit, and then Medina strikes out, striker out, thrower out, and 2 away. In softball as opposed to baseball, there's the very traditional double play ball, you know, 6-4-3, 5-4-3, etc. Here in softball, much less of that, of course, because the base paths are smaller, so you end up with different double plays. You see quite a few line drive double plays, especially yesterday. Now we have the striker out, thrower out. Different varieties of double plays you don't really get in baseball as much.
And I think also, too, you know, a lot of, and obviously baseball is going towards more of a turf infield, but softball is really a turf infield type of sport. And I think, too, you get a lot of really aggressive ground balls that it doesn't really allow for a double play to be made because of just how hard that ball is hit sometimes.
Count 2-2 on Jenny Rodriguez. Fouled away.
She's putting up a really good fight here, and again, this is the first time that LIU has seen Haley Strunk in quite some time. Strunk hasn't pitched since May 2nd, so pretty recently she pitched. She actually got touched up against LIU earlier this season.
That was really close. I mean, maybe a little bit outside and at the knees or so. Could have been thought to be a little low, but that was a really close pitch. 3-2 on the ground towards short. Sino to first in time to get Rodriguez, and that ends the first inning. Still scoreless here on Long Island at the end of 1. Hello, fans. You can follow the NEC on all your favorite social networking sites, get exclusive NEC content, and interact on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube by heading over to @NEC Sports. Also, be sure to check out the NEC's official website at necsports.com, where you'll find all the latest news and notes from around the league. It's @NEC Sports. Rain's starting to fall a little bit here. If you can see in the background, the all tented up indoors now. Popped it up in the infield. It's the pitcher Sarah Wall over to make the catch, and there's one away.
Great communication all the way around by both Wall, Vunak, and Gasper, or check that, wrong team, Wall, Clarkson, and Lincoln, all coming together. That can be a tough play at times when that ball is in that kind of limbo area, if you will, whose ball that is, but really good communication to make sure that out's put away.
One and one to Jocelyn Teal. Swing and a miss. Count 1 and 2. Talk about a response here from Sarah Wall, who recorded only 1 out this morning in the winner's bracket semifinal game before she was removed. Fly ball, right field, rather deep. Villalta is there to make the grab.
Yeah, this is a massive difference from this morning to this afternoon for Wall, and maybe there was an aspect of nerves. Maybe there was a little bit of those morning jitters that got to Wall. She, like you said, threw 9 balls out of 10 pitches, could not find the strike zone, and now, outside of an error, hasn't allowed a true hit.
Check swing. Motion down to first. Did not go.
Wall's also been able to get her defense really involved through this first inning and change.
Off the building. Your umpiring crew today, Rich Landry behind home plate. Seeing him at first quite a bit. It's Mike Max at first, Lloyd Ingerson at second, and Andrew Fee at third. And the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 3. Gets Skylar Warren looking. Sarah Wall with a 1-2-3 second as we go to the bottom of the second. LIU coming to bat. For more information on how you can receive a discount on your next stay at any Choice Hotel property nationwide, simply visit the NEC's website at necsports.com and click on the corporate partners link to learn more. That's Choice Hotel. Someone who does not have a choice, that's Haley Strunk, because she's got to face the middle of this lineup now for LIU.
And it's a tough middle of the lineup, Austin. This is not an easy next three batters to face. Lincoln, Gallegos, and Clavel.
4, 5, and 6. Lincoln takes a called strike. Lincoln 1 for 3 so far. That one drilled to straightaway center. But Ashlyn DeSaulniers is there, and there's one away.
Both pitchers, again, getting the defense involved, allowing for some of these pitches to come over the zone, and really a nice job by DeSaulniers communicating, feeling out around that fence where she was going to be. And let's face it, when you're going up against Jaden Lincoln, you have to play pretty deep back towards the fence.
Called strike to Gallegos.
Been impressed with Strunk's ability to jump out on these at-bats with first pitch strike.
Count 1 and 2.
And the one time this year Strunk did not go more than 4 innings, it was against LIU back on April 18th.
Two balls and 2 strikes on the righty. On the ground at first, fielded by Lawton, and there are quickly 2 away.
Great job by Lawton protecting that first base bag, especially with that ball being so close to that foul line. You do not want to have a ball sneak past you and turn into extra bases.
Gigi Clavel had a great game earlier today, despite the loss to Wagner. 2 for 4, couple RBIs to go along with it. That was a back and forth, high scoring affair so far in this one, and it's early on. Scoreless, low scoring, a little bit of a quicker feel.
Well, you also have LIU, who hasn't seen Strunk in about a month, so you have to get a little bit reacclimated to how she pitches. And then conversely, CCSU hasn't seen Sarah Wall in quite some time. So I think both these teams offensively are still kind of getting their feet underneath them some through the first inning and change.
Lifted foul. This one going to get out of play, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, slapped the other way. Inside to Clavel. Count runs full at 3 and 2. The deepest count that Haley Strunk has seen. On the line into left, it's a base hit for Gigi Clavel. First hit of the day for LIU, first hit of this game, I should say. They had a hit earlier today as part of a loss to Wagner that put them in the loser's bracket in this position. Just to give you an idea of how important that game earlier today was. It's the difference between having 2 chances to win the title, and now for LIU, you have to win 3 in a row.
And again, you're doing it on your home turf, albeit you do have that home turf advantage. But again, there's, I feel, a little bit of a pride aspect in this, the fact that you could be hosting and not be in the finals.
High fly ball into center field, and it drops for a hit. Back-to-back singles, Burnett and Clavel reach. And it brings up Naya Vialta.
LIU's doing exactly what it needs to do. Just drive some of these balls in play. Don't do anything overly crazy, right? You're not putting a big swing on a lot of these off-speed pitches that Strunk has thrown. She's been able to induce some of this soft contact, and I think LIU is starting to sort of figure it out and say, you know, we'll just start our placement hitting ability. And I think back-to-back of those hits, that's exactly what has happened.
See if Strunk can get this one figured out. I will say, though, it's an 8-pitch at bat to Clavel. That's one where he sort of took the cap to the batter, I think. And that second one from Burnett, a bit of a blooper. It's not as though Strunk is really struggling to, you know, attack these hitters. As the first pitch in there for a strike. Bounced foul, count 0-2.
I think, too, Hannah Burnett had a long time to kind of watch and see what Strunk was going to throw. And I mentioned that Strunk struggled during the regular season against LIU, so the Sharks have a lot of good rapport going up against Strunk.
0-2 pitch. Lifted foul down the line, long run. Bozek trying to get there. She's going to run out of room.
And I think the big caveat in this is that for CCSU, should Strunk run into some problems, you could go back to Hamilton. There is a true possibility you could do that because theoretically, Austin, she pitched just, what, 5 innings today? And she didn't really go more than 50 pitches. So she's somewhat fresh. I mean, not 100%, but somewhat fresh.
On the ground is short. This could do it. A throw to third for the lead and final out, and that will do it. So LIU threatens, get a couple of hits, but Strand 2 at the end of 2, still no score here at the LIU softball complex. As part of its commitment to good sportsmanship, the NEC has maintained a partnership with Officially Human. It's an organization that emphasizes treating all officials with respect. To learn more about this initiative, visit officiallyhuman.com. That is officiallyhuman.com. No score here on the top of the third. First pitch misses from Sarah Wall. LaPiccolo, Bozek, and DeSaulniers. High pop-up, third base side. It's Burnett who gets under it and makes the catch for the first out.
Well, I think that both Burnett and Lincoln probably had a little bit of deja vu from earlier this morning. Those two colliding on a ball hit awfully similar in that same spot. And you could tell Lincoln kind of gave way to Burnett and said, that's your ball, because really, shortstop is the captain of the infield, so you have to give way there.
It's a great point about that play earlier today, and I think there's got to be, you know, of course it's over and it's done. Well, you try to put it in the back of your mind, but those are things that you remember, you know, that are stay in your mind in a play like that. It just, you can't forget it.
And I'm sure they talked a lot about it in between
did.
games and said, hey, how can we fix this? I'm sure they probably watched the film. They've had time to watch film from it. So it's an easy fix, just communicating. And I think, again, at that situation, Lincoln knowing, hey, that's not my ball.
Count 3 balls and no strikes now on Bozek. Three and one now on the 9-hitter Bozek. Sky's a little bit cloudier at this point, and that is ball 4. It's the first walk issued by Sarah Wall. It's of note because the reason she was pulled out of that first game was because of seemingly having control issues.
Yeah, she had a hard time finding the strike zone earlier this morning. There, though, I felt that was a solid at-bat through her pitching. I don't think that there was too big of an egregious miss. There's a couple misses all around.
1-0 on DeSaulniers. Runner on first base. I beg your pardon, that was called a strike. And now it's 1-1. Sometimes those called strikes, there's an initial call, then a moment, and then the signal. So if you don't see the signal, it can be a little tough to tell sometimes. That's up and in. Count 2 balls and a strike. Line drive, right center, a base hit, and it's gonna go all the way to the wall. Around third, there is no throw to the plate. Bozek scores an RBI double from Ashland DeSaulniers, and CCSU has jumped on top 1-0.
Big-time gap shot by DeSaulniers, and then for Hinkle, has a hard time playing it. Great job by Bozek picking up Coach Gleason over at third, comes all the way around. The aggressive base running helps out the Blue Devils.
A 1-out RBI double from Ashland DeSaulniers, and it brings up Reagan Bunak. It's the first hit for Central Connecticut, and it comes up in a big moment. This one drilled to right, and that finds the gap as well. DeSaulniers around third, she scores. It's an RBI double from Reagan Bunak. Central Connecticut goes back-to-back on doubles and lead it 2-0.
I think the Blue Devils have cracked the code here. And a big, big strike by Vunak. Nice smooth left swing. And another shot out to that right center gap. CCSU living there. And again, really good aggressive base running. And now for Sarah Walsh, she's really got to dial in here because it's not an easier road. You've got Sino, Lawton, and Gasper. Now you're starting to get towards CCSU's murder row.
Still 1 out. These 2 runs have all come with that 1 out. Bozek walked, RBI double from the Saunders, an RBI double from Vunak. And it is 2-0 with a runner in scoring position. Belted to left. That ball is foul.
Well, she certainly crushed that. Straightens that out, goes to the right, maybe 4 feet. We're looking at a 4-run lead for CCSU. And again, the way that Haley Strunk has pitched and really the way Liz Hamilton has pitched, 2, 3, maybe even 4-run cushion can be enough.
And you said it a moment ago, that doesn't get any easier for Wall. And you're exactly right. Not only is it Sino, but then the face against Grace Lawton and Stella Gasper, it could get even worse before it becomes better. On the ground, trouble fielding it at third by Lincoln. The throw to first, and it's a hit for Sino, as Rodriguez couldn't handle the throw either. She was probably going to be safe anyway. Let's take another look.
Really love Vunak at second, waiting. You could tell she thought about going. Good job by Lincoln to stop it and keep it in front of her. And then the throw not picked up by Rodriguez. But again, for Vunak, staying put at second, you don't run into a potential rundown scenario. Could have really gotten a little dicey there. And now it feels like all the pressure is mounting here for LIU.
It is interesting, I'll tell you, Jack. In game 1, LIU took their time, did not take their time. It was a very short leash on Sarah Wall. But here in this second game, the elimination game, it seems like there's a little more patience to let her work through this.
Well, and I think it's also, too, Ava Fairbanks went basically the distance earlier today.
Right.
She finished out with, what, 6 innings or so. So you got to look at it. You've kind of burned an arm there, and that's why I said earlier today, even though Liz Hamilton went to just 5 innings, that's still plenty to have extra room to work with should you run into problems in a back-to-back essentially for CCSU.
Drilled to left. That ball is foul.
You can see the power that Lawton has. And again, that pitch just comes right in her wheelhouse.
Wow.
She gets that maybe a second later. Oh man, that might wind up on the street.
2-1. Lawton hit her first home run of the tournament. In the prior game, that was against Lemoyne as part of back-to-back home runs with Lawton and Gasper. 3-1. And she did go around, so the count 2-2 now. Line drive, left center, diving play. Did Medina make the catch? Yes, she did. Wow. Robbing extra bases and at least a run out there and left.
What a play by Medina. Going all the way over to that gap and laying it all out there. Really, that is a tough place for a left fielder to have to play deep in that left center gap. But I think the big point is that CCSU continues to get balls in the air, getting elevation underneath some of these swings. And with a team that is very home run, power oriented, one of the top teams hitting wise as a team average, that's the last thing you want is seeing some balls flying in the air.
Drilled to left, and that ball is gone. It's Stella Gasper who goes deep with a 3-run shot, and CCSU has opened up a 5-0 lead.
Well, Stella Gasper home run in the previous game and an absolute moonshot in the second game. Another shot to left field, and you could tell she knew that was gone. And I think CCSU has finally figured out the offense after a really stagnant start yesterday. 8 runs in this game right before, and now a 5-run spot so far in this third inning alone.
The last 4 innings of play, between the 5th inning of the game against Lemoyne and then this third inning versus LIU, they have scored 10 runs. Count a ball and a strike on Jocelyn Teal, the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the third inning. And at this point, it's kind of just like, I guess you can let Sarah Wall stay in.
My thing is do you go back to Fairbanks and risk a weakened arm coming out?
Popped it up down the first base side, out of play.
Or to your point, do you maybe just ride out Wall and see what can happen? I mean, looking at the rest of the pitching staff for LIU, outside of Wall and Fairbanks, Gigi Clavel has pitched some, but has a 6 ERA.
That one's blasted foul.
The way that the Blue Devils are putting some big barrels on these balls, I mean, there's something that Wall is doing in the circle that is giving Central Connecticut State basically team practice on how hard some of these balls have been hit.
On the ground to second. Gallegos to first. It's not in time.
Great speed by Teal. And even more impressive, she's coming from the other batter's box. You'd think, all right, a lefty, that's pretty easy to come out of the batter's box, but Teal digging that one out. Hit that into a tough spot, too, for Gallegos to have to backhand and a little bit of a lower throw.
With Skylar Warren coming to the plate, a swing and a miss. The CCSU Blue Devils have batted around. Ball and a strike on Warren.
And the way the inning started, you take care of the leadoff batter, you'd think, okay, that's a great start. You know, LIU's been able to do that for 3 straight innings, and then things have unraveled.
Line drive, left field, right field, that one drops for extra bases. Teal waving around, she scores. An RBI double from Skylar Warren. And CCSU has a 6-0 lead.
And now here comes the change. Gigi Clavel is going to take over for Sarah Wall, because I think that right there it's been enough. LIU has certainly seen enough. It's not just singles, these are home runs, these are doubles. I mean, you've got between that double, the home run, and you've got 4 extra base hits in this inning alone. And if you're LIU and you want to keep this game going, you have to find some sort of solution, because right now, because the big thing is that if you're LIU and you get mercy ruled in your final opportunity to try and go to a championship, that's going to be a really tough pill to swallow for the offseason.
You talk about Clavel here, who comes in with a 6.61 ERA in conference play. Known mostly for her bat, but does of course also pitch. Her last 2 appearances, she pitched a scoreless inning against Mercyhurst, 2 innings against St. Francis. And those 2 innings, she allowed 4 runs on 2 hits and 3 walks.
Yeah, she's really not a long relief pitcher. I mean, she's gone 2 or fewer innings in 5 consecutive outings, so this is a really dicey scenario for LIU to maybe have to have Clavel finish this one out.
In conference, she has not gone 4+ innings once. Out of conference, she's done it 5 times. Count 0-1. Now 1 ball and 1 strike on Sophia LaPiccolo, as they are, CCSU is now sending their 10th batter to the plate. It's part of a 6th spot in this inning. Count 1 and 2 with the wave and a miss. Warren on second after the RBI double down the right field line. Two and two.
I think the frustrating thing is, since the second out, it's been a 3-run home run, an infield single, and an RBI double that have followed. So you'd think, all right, getting that second out, that's great, but then things just continue to snowball.
Strike 3. Clavel comes in and strikes out LaPiccolo to end the inning, but not before CCSU scores 6 and have a commanding 6-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Central Connecticut State University, ranked the best college by Princeton Review, Forbes, U.S. News & World Report, and the Carnegie Foundation. Come explore and innovate within the dynamic realm of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Get the hands-on experience you need at our community health education clinic. It's all at Central. Apply today. Visit us at ccsu.edu/apply.
Long Island University, accelerating the exceptional. 39 Division I teams, one of the most in the NCAA. Over 150 majors, from the sciences, business, and the arts to the future of technology. Ranked in the top 7% nationwide for research. Over 16,000 students, with campuses in Brooklyn, Long Island, and around the world. This is LIU.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Become an NEC corporate partner today and elevate your brand while reaching NEC students, fans, and alumni. Simply visit the NEC's website at necsports.com and click on the corporate partners link to learn more. Become a corporate partner today. First pitch misses. Kaylee Clarkson. The count 2-0. 2-1, I beg your pardon. It's the 2-1 pitch now. Line drive right off the glove of Strunk, and it's going to be a base hit for Clarkson.
That was an absolute shot right back at Strunk. She seems to be all right.
Right.
But this is a, talk about a comebacker. That's coming right back at you. And mind you, it's smaller playing dimensions in softball, so you have even less time to react to something like that.
There are two benefits, though. First of all, the ball's not coming off the bat quite as hard just because the structure of the ball is different than baseball. So it's not going to move quite as fast. And secondly, the pitchers sometimes wear a mask in softball, as we see with Strunk here. It's optional. But that would be, again, to protect the face if you were to get hit with a ball like that. Fly ball, left field, rather deep, on the run, diving play by LaPiccolo, but it's foul. It's 6-0, but it's just the third inning. Got 5 more innings left here for LIU to try to find a way to claw their way back into this.
And sometimes it can be a struggle for a team to hold a 6-run lead. You have teams that can play from behind, but also teams that can play with a lead. And there's something to be said with teams that aren't able to play with leads and eventually squander them. We saw CCSU do that yesterday, losing to Wagner, albeit it was just a 1-run advantage. But 6 runs and a very potent LIU team, anything's possible.
They did manage to hold their 3-run lead versus Lemoyne. Fly ball, left field. This one's going to drop for a hit. Trying to go to third. The throw is not in time, and now advancing to second, Hinkle. And a single for Hinkle. She advances to second on the throw. And there are 2 in scoring position with nobody out.
I like the way that LaPiccolo played this ball. She didn't try and do anything too crazy. She kept it in front of her, made a good effort, but really Clarkson reading it, picking it up in stride to second base, and then throw just a touch too late.
Line drive, right field, foul. On the ground, a third. The throw is to first. It's in time to get Medina. Does not score a run. The threat not over yet, though, because Jenny Rodriguez and Jaden Lincoln are to follow.
Really, that's a great play by Casper, checking the runner at third, and Clarkson making sure she doesn't take off, and then heads up base running by Clarkson, not trying to waste her as a runner over at third.
On the ground, right back to Strunk, who fields it and throws to first.
PFPs, that's why you practice them. And I'm sure Strunk probably feels a little bit more settled now that she had another hot shot come back to her after the first one. It's a little bit harder. This could be big, Austin, for Strunk to dance through the rain here, no pun intended, and try and retire the side.
Slow grounder to third. The throw to first in plenty of time. Haley Strunk works around back-to-back singles and 2 in scoring position with nobody out and keeps LIU off the board. 6-0, we go to the 4th. We go to the top of the 4th inning. CCSU fresh off of a 6-run third. With Bozek, the Solners, and Vunak come to the plate. Shows bunt, pulls back. And Jack, that last inning's really got to hurt for LIU. Not only like, okay, you allow 6 in the top half of the inning. It looks like you're going to show in some promise in the bottom of the 3rd. But with runners on 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, they get nothing. 3 straight groundouts, 1 to 3rd, 1 to 1st, and then back to 3rd.
Yeah, it's definitely something to star in your scorebook, because that, I feel, is a huge letdown for LIU. Big turning point for CCSU as well, noticing, hey, even if we get in some trouble, and mind you, the first 2 batters reached, so you got to get 3 outs consecutively. That's a good job by CCSU.
On the ground, left side, through the hole. Couldn't have placed that one much better. A base hit for Bozek.
What a job by the 9-hole hitter. Gets a walk in the 3rd inning, comes around to score, then a single to lead things off here in the 4th. Talked about it, when you're a 9-hole hitter, you might look at that and say, oh, coach put me at the 9-hole. It's a very important part of the lineup, because now you've set the table for the top of your order.
It's true. I remember back when the National League still had the pitcher. And there were some strategic moves right there in the last couple of years where the pitcher became the 8 spot for a few teams. Didn't really stick, but it was an idea because of the importance of the 9-hole hitter and this idea that's supposed to feed back to the top of the order. They didn't want to put their pitcher in a place where they were likely going to have an out right before they're going to start the top of the order once again.
Sure, you would think it's kind of a wasted out or a wasted at bat, but in a sense, it's a very important at bat.
Count 2 balls and 1 strike on the leadoff hitter, Ashlyn DeSolners. I think I may be the only person who still is reminiscent of the pitcher hitting. I've heard no one else is like, oh yeah, I preferred that too. I still do think back to this. Like, you know, I like the strategy of it, a little different.
I like the strategy, but I think it got to a point where it was kind of going away from the strategy and it just turned into, all right, well, this is just a thrown at bat essentially. So I think it kind of got, I don't want to say abused, but maybe taken advantage of some.
Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Line drive foul, right field side, remains 2-2. Sixth pitch of the at-bat to DeSolners. That'll be a 7.
This is starting to get into danger zone. If DeSolners reaches, now you got Vunak, Sino, Lawton, and Gasper. Again, it's pick your poison who you want to pitch to.
Fouled off, right field side. Line drive, Hopper over to second for 1, back to first, not in time. And a force out at second base.
Well, the benefit there for LIU, you at least get an out. You don't clear the bases. But we saw in that last inning for CCSU that even if the Blue Devils have 2 outs against them, they can come to life quickly.
One 1-0 on Reagan Vunak. Popped it up in foul territory, gets out of play. Jack, we talked about this earlier, about how batters 1 through 7 in the Central Connecticut order are all NEC, either first team or second team or rookie team, or received all conference honors. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitches upstairs and away. Gets away from the catcher Clarkson, but the Solners staying at first. We really hadn't seen those all-conference honors really bear themselves out in that first day, and even into the second day for part of it for CCSU. But with these 10 runs in the last 4 innings, this is what that group is capable of. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Especially with someone like Stella Gasper with home runs now in back-to-back games. Called strike 3. Vunak down looking.
Yeah, Clavel using a lot of off-speed, and it's fooled some of these Blue Devil batters. You could tell it fooled Vunak. It fooled her on the previous pitch, and then Clavel just freezes her beautifully.
Count 2-0. Sino gets a lot of doubles. That's sort of her game, gap to gap especially during the regular season. Ranked top 25 in doubles per game in the country. Fouled away.
She's been a really good hitter going back to her high school days. She actually graduated from her high school as the all-time career leader in batting average. So this is a player that's been a really quality hitter going back to her senior year of high school. Was an all-rookie pick as a freshman in the NEC.
2-1's foul back, count 2-2. Rain is also really starting to fall now. You can hear it even more inside the tent. You can hear a little pitter-patter on the roof of the tent. Three and 2, runner goes, throw down a second, is into center field. Hinkle gathers quickly though, and keeps the Solners at second.
That's a big steal for CCSU, but even bigger that Blue Devils don't take an extra bag on the errant throw.
Line drive, well struck, foul down the right field line. Sino, and if necessary, followed by Lawton and Gasper, 2 of the best power hitters in this conference. Tap foul yet again. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Sino. So as Gigi Cavell is yet to allow anything major so far, a lot of deeper counts. That one belted foul down the third base line, and they'll do it again.
Yeah, Clavel with a little bit of a more off-speed approach to her pitching, and I think that CCSU kind of getting too overzealous at the plate and throwing the bat head out too early, and that's why they haven't been able to time up the pitching.
Lifted foul again. Six runs scored by LIU back in the third. Runner on second here in the fourth. 10th pitch of the at-bat is upstairs. It's a tough break for Clavel. You fight so hard in the at-bat and you end up not being able to get the out. 10 pitches.
On the other side for Sino, what an AB, winning that battle. Going basically the distance and some.
Brings up Grace Lawton. Count 1-0, and there's no option for Clavel but to pitch to her. You walk Lawton, you get to deal with Gasper, who's already gone deep. It's a called strike.
And I like the approach here by Clavel. Start with a fastball, kind of back Lawton up some, and then go with the off speed. Buckles her a little bit. It's a really good start through the first 2 pitches.
On the ground, over to short, trouble fielding it, throw to first is not in time. That's going to go down as an error against Burnett. Bases are loaded.
Good stop by Burnett to keep it in front of her, but then just couldn't get it over there in enough time. And you gotta wonder too, Austin, again, going back to earlier this morning when her and Lincoln collided, you have to wonder if some of that is lingering into this game and maybe it's affecting her some.
That one fouled back. An opportunity to break this game wide open for Gasper. Already has a 3-run homer in this game, had a solo shot in the last game. Count 1-1. That could put this game in run rule territory, frankly. Base is loaded, 1-1 is driven to deep center, but not deep enough as Hinkle is there to make the catch. Gasper gave that one a ride, and LIU and Gigi Clavel work out of trouble. Still 6-0, we go to the bottom of the 4th. Let's look at the stat line for Haley Strunk. 3 innings of work, 5 hits, strikeout, hasn't walked anybody, and no runs either.
She's done it in a variety of ways, a couple flyouts, a couple groundouts. And again, when you've got a really good defense that you trust behind you, I mentioned how a couple of the earlier games for CCSU, some unfortunate blemishes in the field. So far, none.
That one popped up in the infield. Gasper's there. 1 out. Now, I was about to say that Strunk's had a long break between, frankly, 2 innings, between the 2nd and the 3rd and the 3rd and the 4th. Let's see how she responds, but a quick pop out to get things going.
And even a couple of the singles that she's given up have not really been hard hit balls. It's been a tough go for LIU at the plate.
And it's Clavel who takes a strike. Now both hitting and pitching. as she was the designated player. The LIU bench still very much alive, and that's an important part of this. If you started to hear that bench quiet down quite a bit and be a little bit disengaged in such a critical moment like this, you could start to maybe feel that this game was slipping away further. 3 balls and a strike on Clavel. And that is ball 4, a walk issue to Gigi Clavel.
It's just the first walk that Strunk's given up today.
And again, we referenced the time between innings. She got the quick out on the pop out, but we get a little deeper into this inning, and imagine she's now starting to warm up. And it looks like there's going to be a pinch hitter or runner here. It will be a pinch runner. And Sarah Wall enters as the pinch runner.
Okay, 7. Running for 22. So 7's back in the game.
Well, it says a lot about your pitcher if you can also run. It can be kind of a dual threat in a way. But again, it feels like opportunity presenting itself to LIU.
High pop-up in the infield. Sino's there. 2 outs.
And an at-bat like that you can't have if you're LIU. I mean, first pitch you see, you're swinging away, pop it straight up. I mean, that's as good as just basically telling CCSU, you know what, we'll just skip the at-bat, we'll take the out.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least to see Sarah Wall try to take second base in this situation, get a runner in scoring position. Count 1-1. I mean, when you're down by 6, it's not the time to play cautiously.
Well, I think the problem that might be holding up LIU from doing that is Hinkle getting caught stealing way back in the first inning.
Yeah. Line drive, right center field on the run. Bozek's there. Haley Strunk works around a 1-out walk to retire the side. We go to the 5th. Still 6-0 CCSU.
Behind the back shot there. That was incredible by Natalie Kudu.
Burns, she got the kill. Blocked away. Oh, what a save.
It's Clavel all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. The 2025 FDU Knights Women's Basketball Conference champions.
Piccolo's gonna try the shot. Oh, what a goal!
Ravon Prince from Chicago State wins the 800 meters.
Davis tiptoes, nice steal. Here's Gordon in transition.
Riley Ferretti wins the 2025 Cross Country Championship.
And a dive and a catch by Ducatelli.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Fifth inning, 6-0 Central Connecticut over LIU. As the Blue Devils will send 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Teal, Warren, and LaPiccolo. Ball and no strikes on Teal. Had an RBI single a single that came around and scored earlier today. It was ahead of that off-speed pitch. Count a ball and a strike. I'll tell you, Gigi Clavel came in a tough position back in the third, got the final out, and then in the fourth, fought through a jam and got out of it unscathed. On the ground foul, count 1 and 2. All things considered, she's done a pretty good job.
And I think, too, you mentioned the point about the energy. I noticed that after that third inning, you could have heard a pin drop in that huddle with LIU. The energy has come back to life some since, but really that could have been a big turning point for Clavel to say, you know what, I'm going to be in that same mode with the rest of my teammates. I think she's kind of revived the energy a little bit with her pitching.
Yeah, they got to get the bats going at some point, though, if they're going to make this work. Ground ball back to the circle. It's where Clavel tosses to first, quickly one away. That fourth could have been broken wide open by Stella Gasper, but Clavel stuck with it, managed to get the fly out to center. Continue moving. Line drive, what a snag! Burnett with a terrific catch.
That's got to make her feel really good. Has had a tough go of it over at short today, a couple errors. And so getting that one, especially when that ball is hit on a frozen rope, comes over, covers up that middle.
0-2.
You made a good point about it too, Austin. I mean, Clavel is doing everything she can to kind of speed through this Blue Devil lineup. The bats just haven't been able to get any momentum.
Fouls that one back. And when they have gotten some momentum back in the second inning, in particular the third inning, really with runners on second and third and nobody out, they haven't been able to cash in.
Yeah, that was a big, big letdown for LIU.
If you get 2 there, and it totally changes the complexion. 6-2 is tough, but at least you've proven you can get some runs in. And you'd think it gives them a little more hope here. They got 3 innings left. To get 6 runs, you got to put up a few crooked numbers, you'd think. Or at least one really big inning.
Well, and 2, you get those 2 runs on the board, you at least guarantee, at least for that moment, extending the game a little bit further and not with the run rule kind of looming. Because if you're LIU, you're basically with the mindset if a couple runs come across, you're down to your final 3 outs of the season.
Right. On the ground, foul, third base side. Well, Piccolo, who's still looking for her first hit of the day, one of 2 players. She and Grace Lawton do not yet have a hit. Lawton reached on an error. Check swing, didn't go, count 2-2. Jam shot over to second. Gallego to first, and that will do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Gigi Clavel. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 6-0 Central Connecticut. Bottom of the fifth, and you'd have to think with LIU down 6, they got to find a way to put something on the board here to at least give their offense a little bit to hope for. Nine, 1, and 2 in the lineup. First pitch misses for ball 1.
And I can't reiterate it enough. I mean, the fact that LIU could be bounced out of the tournament when it's hosting.
Fly ball, left field, it is playable. And there is one away. So Clarkson flies out to left. LaPiccolo there for the catch.
That's another flyout that Strunk's been able to induce against an LIU batter.
And Hinkle, who has a couple of base hits today, steps back, and the hit counter is not too dissimilar. 5 hits for LIU, 7 for CCSU. Certainly not indicative of the scoreline. On the ground, right side, a base hit. 3 hits now for Hinkle.
And to go back to what you said back in the 4th inning, Austin, about if LIU starts getting aggressive, this is the one player that's taken off for second, and she was gunned down by Vunek. So I think this is really where you wonder, does Hinkle try it again? Does she try to stretch the arm of Vunek, or has she learned her lesson?
It's a called strike to Devin Medina. Now I'll say this much on that. It may be worthwhile to wait till they're 2 outs and not risk it until then, because when there are 2 outs, you really want to try to get a run in. You try to put yourself in scoring position, but for now, let's try to see if, from LIU's perspective, we want to try to start a rally with Medina. 0-2 pitch to Devin Medina. On the ground, nicely snagged it short, toss to second in time. How about that play by Sino to Warren to get the lead runner? Wow.
Yeah, tremendous play by Sino. I mean, she is laying it all out there. You see a little bit of that stutter stop by Hinkle, and that was awfully close. And you could tell Hinkle's reaction. She couldn't believe that she was out, but Sino with a tremendous play.
Surprised no decision to challenge, especially at this point. You're down, you need every runner you can get. It's really the difference between a single and a ground out, especially with the runner on second base. Either way, it's Jenny Rodriguez in the middle of the order to come. That one lifted deep right field, and it tails foul. Count 0-2 on Rodriguez.
That felt like another lost opportunity. Had that ball gotten straightened out, there's been a couple of those long flyouts hit well by LIU.
Still 0-2 to Medina, or to Rodriguez, I should say. Medina on first. This lineup is going to need to find a way to come alive. If not here in the 5th, certainly in the 6th and 7th. That one lifted well, left side. It's going to get out of play. No, yes. On the ground to short. The flip to second. Is it in time? No, it was dropped by Warren. An error going against Ava Sino, extending this inning. And Medina not only saved at second, she advances to third. The toss was low. It was not necessarily going to be in time. I think the easier play would have been at first base.
Yeah, kind of curious, especially with 2 outs, why Sino wouldn't just go to first and get that third out when, again, that runner doesn't really mean a whole lot. I understand the point of trying to get that lead runner, but when there's 2 down, and I don't want to say a routine ground ball, but fairly routine,
Yeah.
I would think you try and take the out that's pretty much given to you.
Well, instead of the throw to first, the toss goes to short, to second, I should say. Now, she was closer to second base, but I'm not sure she was flip close worthy to second base, or that Warren was really there. Well, this opens up a new opportunity for LIU, and we talked about it back in the third inning, and now this counts 2-0 as that one misses low and in. But the point here being that LIU is likely only going to get so many opportunities here. It's hard to believe that if they don't score here, they're going to find a way to make up 6 in the 6th and 7th. Possible, but unlikely.
Well, and you mentioned about all these opportunities that LIU has had. Now you have another 2 runners on. You go back to the third inning, getting the first 2 batters on. It's not like LIU has, I would say, been dominated per se. It hasn't been able to capitalize on the opportunities presented.
Behind in the count, now 3-0.
This is where the pressure really mounts. You can have bases loaded against you.
Lincoln on the verge of a walk. It's low, and the bases are loaded. Now, to this point, Haley Strunk has worked around trouble. We talked about that in the third with bases loaded. In the second, there are runners on first and second. So it's not as though she hasn't worked through it yet. She has. But it's just another time she's got to try to find her. She's going to find herself in a jam, see if she can work out of it. Ground ball over to short. The flip goes to third, and that ends it. Sino makes up for her error, cleanly fielding the grounder. Tossing to third for the final out. We go to the 6th inning. CCSU in control, 6-0. Top 6. CCSU leading by 6 runs, trying to find a way to possibly extend this lead. Meanwhile, Gigi Clavel really trying to keep her team in it. The rain has stopped. Sun coming back out, especially out in sort of right center field area.
Well, take advantage of the sunlight when you can.
For sure. Bunted. Clavel throw to first, and it is in time. Fielding her position, really well done by Clavel.
This was really close. Really nicely laid bunt by Bozek, and then Clavel comes up, and you'll see here, oh, that did beat her. That beat her by about a half a step.
On the ground, over to third. Lincoln to first. And she's out as well on a dive. DeSaulniers dove to try to get to first, and very, very quickly, 2 pitches, or 2 quick at bats and 2 outs. Two pitches and 2 outs. Won't be a 3-pitch inning, but that one's low to Vunak. Fly ball, center field, this one deep. Hinkle is back and makes the basket catch for the final out. Well, Clavel works with just a 4-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back.
Central Connecticut State University, ranked the best college by Princeton Review, Forbes, U.S. News and World Report, and the Carnegie Foundation. Come explore and innovate within the dynamic realm of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Get the hands-on experience you need at our community health education clinic. It's all at Central. Apply today. Visit us at ccsu.edu/apply.
Long Island University, accelerating the exceptional. 39 Division I teams, one of the most in the NCAA. Over 150 majors, from the sciences, business, and the arts to the future of technology. Ranked in the top 7% nationwide for research. Over 16,000 students, with campuses in Brooklyn, Long Island, and around the world. This is LIU.
From the mound to the batter's box, Gigi Clavel comes up, down by 6 in the bottom of the 6th as part of an elimination game between LIU and CCSU. Count 1-0. One hopper to second, Warren to first, there's one away. And you can see that Central is starting to feel it, that this game's in good shape. If they can hold on here, they will play Wagner in the championship. Now they still need to beat Wagner not once, but twice. But keep in mind, this is the Central Connecticut team that lost to Wagner in the very first game. Had to play in the loser's bracket earlier versus Lemoyne, win that game. This one on the ground to third, but is it an out or is it not? Hannah Burnett thinks that it hit her foot. Well, what's the call? And the umpires are going to gather. Burnett never ran it out, I guess intentionally so. It does hit her toe, which should mean it's a foul ball, but whether or not the umpires call her out is a separate issue. I'm not sure there was ever the foul signal given. So the call on the field may be a ground out, because the out call was made at first base. There may not be an official call on the field as well. That's another question.
You can see in the background of your monitor Liz Hamilton getting warmed up. So maybe Liz Hamilton comes in to try and shut the door. And The other thing I'm wondering, too, is that if this goes against LIU, does LIU maybe use a challenge?
Or is it an automatic challenge? It looks like they're heading inside to check.
Fair ball called on the field, out at first, umpire-initiated challenge.
There it is. Not a LIU challenge, but an umpire-initiated challenge because there's uncertainty. It does clearly hit her foot. We'll get another look.
Yeah, you can see it just hits off the end of her foot right there. You can see the pellets kick up, but that's because it hits off her foot and then the pellet on the turf.
You can see her foot as well. Not only is the ball clearly touching her foot.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it hits the side of her foot. And just the way that she reacted, too, you could tell it kind of hit off of her a little bit.
Okay. Now, I don't know about you, Jack. I thought that hit her foot.
I thought it did too. It is pretty tough to tell, and so I wonder if there wasn't enough disputable evidence to overturn the call that was on the field, because the call on the field was that she was out. Burnett was ruled out. So there's not enough evidence to overturn that. Can't really do anything.
I don't know. That looked clear to me, but it is what it is. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
That's just another tough break for LIU. Just cannot get any sort of momentum.
There's a reason there's replays to ensure you get the right call. So it's an awfully tough break for LIU. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, but it looked pretty clear. It hits the side of her foot and then the ground, and the way that it kicks is a little different. Fly ball to right. Bozek there, and that will do it. Villalta flies out to end the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th here in an elimination game for a spot in the title. CCSU coming back. We go to the 7th, 6-0. CCSU leads LIU. And it's 3, 4, and 5. Sino followed by Lawton and Gasper. So I'm not sure things are getting easier first. Hard lot ground ball to third. Gets up, throw to first. Not going to be quite in time. A base hit for Ava Sino on a very hard ground ball to the third base.
That was a great stop by Lincoln, smothering it, keeping it in front of her. Does everything she can and really made a good quality throw. Just couldn't get it there in enough time.
She did.
lead for 3. Got it? Thank you.
And it is Abigail Mitchell who comes in to pinch run.
Oh, what a job by Sino today. He's reached 4 times, once via error, but a couple singles and a walk.
High pop-up, shallow left. And Hannah Burnett makes the catch. It's Gasper now with 1 out. She's gone deep with a 3-run home run once today.
I think what's so interesting about this game, Austin, is again, you just take away that 3rd inning. The 3rd inning was truly the big difference because you look at the hit disparity, and LIU has just 2 fewer hits than Central Connecticut State.
Through the hole on the left side, another base hit for Gasper. Going back to that last inning, we talked about it at the time, but Haley Strunk, she had the 2nd and 3rd with nobody out, and then back in the 5th, she had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and both times LIU couldn't cash in. And they've had the opportunities to make this a very, very close game, even potentially lead this game. But they're down by 6. On the ground to 3rd. Having trouble with it was Lincoln. The bases are loaded with 1 out. An error against Lincoln.
And that's what this Blue Devils team does to you, just putting really good, hard-hit balls in play, putting pressure on the defense. And Lincoln has been a victim to some really hard, scorched balls down that 3rd base line. She's done a great job for the most part today, but another ball that just could not be controlled.
Well, now it is Mitchell from 3rd, Gasper from 2nd, Teal on 1st, and Warren at the plate. This one hit high in the air to left. Medina is there. Throw to the plate is not in time. Now the throw to 3rd is in time. That ends the 7th inning, but not before Mitchell scores. And it is a 7-0 lead. A double play to end the top of the 7th, but CCSU adds yet another insurance run. It is 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Haley Strunk remains in the game, trying to go for a complete game shutout against the Sharks, who will send 9-1-2 to the plate. They need 7 runs as CCSU tacked on their first run since the 3rd inning as part of an insurance run. High pop-up, shallow center. The shortstop, Sino, makes the catch, just 2 outs away for CCSU.
And a curious approach there for LIU, especially when you've got the top of the order due. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. I would have assumed you'd maybe see a pitch or two from Strunk, see if you can get her to get one to float over the zone.
First pitch to Hinkle, up and in. If CCSU advances, they will play Wagner tomorrow. Count 2-0. In that game against Wagner tomorrow, they have to not only win once, they'll have to beat Wagner twice to win the NEC Championship. Wagner needs just 1 win because they're coming from the winner's bracket, have not lost yet. So when you come from the loser's bracket, you have to win twice. It's part of the very difficult ordeal. Another pitch misses, so drops to 3-0 on Hinkle. It's a called strike. For LIU's purposes, a walk is as good as a hit. You just need as many runs as possible. This is not about trading runs with outs, anything like that. It's just get runners in. Line drive that drops for a hit.
Well, Hinkle continues to be a problem at the top of this order. 4 for 4.
Yes, LIU has only 8 hits on the day. She has 4 of them. It's Devin Medina, who is 0 for 3 today, had a big day yesterday as part of the win over Lemoyne. Count 2-0 now on Medina. And a quick conversation from Vunak with Strunk and trying to just slow things down, take a second, no need to rush here. You've got a 7-run lead. And as much as Strunk would rather not, there is some room to work with here.
There is a little bit of room for sure. I mean, when you got a 7-run cushion, you can definitely get maybe a little bit more aggressive than you would normally in a tighter game. And even if LIU loads the bases, it's still, should a grand slam occur, a 3-run deficit.
Right, fly ball to right, on the move, Bozek's there. 2 outs. And LIU, who won the regular season championship, are 1 out away from being eliminated, down 7 runs against the number 2 seed. They take outside, count 1-0. Fly ball deep left, but LaPiccolo's under it, and that does it. CCSU advances to the NEC Championship, where they'll take on Wagner tomorrow. For LIU, that is the end of the road. They win an NEC regular season championship. They win the first game in the tournament, but after a loss to Wagner and now a loss to CCSU, it comes to an end as Central Connecticut will take on Wagner tomorrow. This all comes after a 6-run 3rd inning, tacking on an extra run in the 7th. Stick with us. We'll have an interview and highlights when we come back.
Okay.
Today's Player of the Game is brought to you by Legend Rings, the preferred championship ring provider for the Northeast Conference. Visit legendrings.com to learn more about the leader in custom championship rings. And today's Legend Rings Player of the Game is Haley Strunk. Haley, what a performance out there today. You found yourself in a couple of jams throughout the game. How were you able to work through those and get out completely unscathed?
I just got to trust my stuff, and I know my defense has my back, and they've never failed me before, so to think they'll fail me now would be ridiculous. So I just trust them and just worked in our favor.
Haley, I'm glad you mentioned your defense because did a really nice job all throughout today, really all throughout the season. How confident does that make you feel? But also, how does that kind of allow for you to maybe get a little bit more aggressive with some of your pitch selection in the circle?
It definitely gives me a little more leeway knowing that I can trust my stuff, but even if my stuff isn't on, I have the defense behind me. They hit the ball, they field it, and honestly, it just makes us feel unstoppable. We know what we have, and we can go in every day knowing that that's not going to fail us.
Haley, you going to a championship tomorrow with Wagner. How does this make you feel having gone 7 shutout innings? Are you prepared and ready to go at it?
I've never felt more prepared in my life. Never felt more prepared.
Well, congrats on the win, Haley. Go celebrate with your team. You're going to the championship tomorrow.
Thank you.
Central Connecticut winners 7-0 behind a shutout from Haley Strunk. And a 7-0 win, a 6-run third, added another one in the 7th. So for my broadcasting partner, Jack Ridenauer, our producer and director, Tom Casanova, and our entire PAC Network crew, I'm Austin Rooney saying so long from the LIU softball complex, where the final score is 7-0 CCSU. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. We'll see everybody tomorrow.